So, I thought I had some good questions emailed to me actually from a gentleman. I think a gentleman or a lady or both, maybe a husband, wife, guy, gal, whatever. Somebody, nice person, sent me a some questions about this setup that I'm using with the K&A pickup. And this is a bridge. I make my own bridges. I'm very particular about bridges. I like to get them weighing about 2.4 grams. Um, And this particular bridge here weighs about 2.6. And it's this like Ganco Alves. I think I made it out of sorry, the light is frisculating here. But it's very basic and it looks like kind of like reddish brown hickory. It doesn't look very remarkable. I love this wood though. I mean, it's one of my favorite for building these bridges as long as you keep the ebony cap kind of light, just to keep that weight down. But they said that the reason I was getting sustain as I did was because I was using the pickup. So I'm not using the K&A pickup. I use like this. I don't tune my heads tight. I mean, I tune them until they set good. This is a. But they said that it was getting sustain from just using that pickup, and the tenor banjos don't have sustain. And I'd like to differ on that because I think the Ludwig has amazing sustain. This is a beautiful, beautiful instrument that I posthumously rescued from ruin. And it's too good of an instrument for me even, but I love it and I won't part with it. I mean, if Barney McKenna rises and asks me for it, it's all his all day. There we go. The sustain. And I'm not being snarky about it. They're right. To say that tenor banjos don't have sustain, in their current state today that they're in, they don't have sustain. I can't speak for some of the Irish makes. I played a couple of clarines, and forgive me if I think it's the Sultana model. The Sultana had a lot of sustain. Honestly, the clarine banjos sounded as good as this. The Dave Boyle banjos I played have sounded amazing. Dave Boyle's banjos. I think Dave Boyle's banjos are some of the finest made today. But as far as Deering, I can't speak for their 5 strings, but their tenor banjos are nothing to impress me. But to say, the good times I've done work on and stuff, they do not have sustain. So people that say it's not people are being snarky or something or being mean or they're just not familiar with like this banjo is like a prototype made by like a professional Irish banjo player that came to the East Coast of the United States, I believe in around 1919. And his name escapes me right now, but he's super famous. I believe he played B flat. I think he played straight to like B flat to E. But a little higher pitched, but lower than the CDGA. But I've heard some records of him. I can go on about this like banjo stuff forever. However, that being said, the banjos do have sustain, and a lot of it is angle of setting up your bridge. That's important, and people neglect this. I mean, and just like a good setup, like people go by this Earl Scruggs thing. And I noticed in Ireland, like the Irish, they play the greatest banjo, and they don't do much tweaking to it. I mean, they just like put the head on, feels good. Like me, I put it on until it feels good, then kind of tune it. Just make sure it's good and don't get like an overtone. Make sure it sings true. And again, that's sustain. So I mean, playing like a real slow, you can actually. So, especially if you're not having contact, I mean, the sustain, just even. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if 9 out of 10 people will put like a pillow in this thing. And not speaking to like my playing style, it is the banjo. And like I said, it's too good of a banjo for me, but. Yeah, I mean, if anybody is interested, um, it is important, regardless of how good you play, you got to enjoy what you're doing and do it for your enjoyment. But it's important to set your instruments up, and anybody can do it. It just takes time and patience. And if anybody's interested in a video about setup, like, please, leave it in the comments, and I would be happy to show people like a secret, very easy trick about where to put this bridge, how to remember where the bridge goes, how to set this angle. And this works for 5 strings. These plastic and skin-headed instruments, they are touchy, and that's the thing. The setup on them, it's not hard, but it is very important, particularly pertaining to these tail pieces. I cannot stress enough, there is a method, and I have a science. And it wasn't something I came up with. A lot of people have their opinions, and I've used quite a few of them. Just how to set that up, and how to set up where your bridge feet sit. So does it sit flat? It all makes a difference. So if you don't get sustain in your instrument, I'm not the world's greatest tenor banjo player by any stretch of the word. And the sustain is the setup. Like, if your banjo sounds flat, like. See, I'm palming that a little bit, but. So, if your banjo sounds like doesn't have this flair, which it should have. I mean, tenor banjos are the loudest. And you should be able to play like a slow, like. And it's all set up. Properly set up. Besides like good times and things like that, you can get a good sound with a banjo properly set up. So that is important. And if anybody wants some videos about setup, I have 20 years experience in building, tuning, maintaining, repairing banjos. And I'm looking for different videos besides like magic. I'm going to do a channel like I'd like to do some different like um just some different interests besides like magic cards and like random banjo videos and stuff. Um, I actually like had a book full of like banjo tunes and stuff, and I left it somewhere and I cannot find it. Like it's terrible. It really is. Like I can't express it enough. So I'm trying to get like some more of that stuff together. Yeah,